Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today's video I have a font demo / review type thing of a new sound font. And yes, this one was not covered in my video about 185 different sound fonts, almost 200 sound fonts. This one came out after. So this is Father by Kyberphonic. This original sound font, the original Father V1, that came out I believe 2 years ago or something like that. It's a bit of an older sound font from Kyberphonic. He's since gone and remastered it, which is why I'm covering it now. Also, a quick reminder that I do have merch. I'll leave a link in the description below, or you can find it at www.landosabers.com. Got hoodies, got shirts, just dropped the new merch, new designs for summer, all that stuff. Go check it out. I'm terrible at marketing myself. landosabers.com. Go check out the merch. Go check my recent YouTube community post on why you might want to buy my merch. Yeah, just wanted to say that real quick. This is Father V2. So when you buy Father from Kyberphonic's website, you're technically getting 5 different sound fonts. That is because you'll get Father V1, which is the original sound font, and you'll get a folder with Father V2. Father V2, when you go inside of it, is 4 different fonts. It's A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and Rogue One. And you may be thinking, yeah, but it's Vader, all Vader sounds sound the same. No, they don't. And you are going to hear that in this video. And if you go and watch his font demo, which I'll leave in the link description below, I'll leave a link to the font, which on his website has the demos on it. You'll be able to see in the video that they are not the same sound font at all. There are differences between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, Rogue One. They're all different sounding. So now I'm going to try to talk as little as I can in this intro. I want to get to the fonts themselves, but I need to cover something real quick. All right, so like I said, when you buy the font, you'll get something like this. You'll get Father V1, Father V2. Father V1, you'll get an extras folder, CFX, Proffie, Verso. So if you want to drop Father V1 on your Saber, don't just grab this folder and put it on your Saber because it's not going to work. You need to go inside the folder, and then you got to grab the one for your soundboard and then put that on your Saber. Then you go and make adjustments, all that stuff. Father V2, you'll get an extras folder, and like I said, you get 4 different fonts. A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Rogue One, Return of the Jedi. And they're all different sound fonts. They're not the same thing. Within each movie folder, you'll get CFX, Proffie, Verso, extras, accuracy, reference, and quotes. There are a lot of quotes. This one has 30. You may think that's a lot of quotes. Then you go into Empire Strikes Back, extras, quotes. By the way, put this BESPIN scene, rename this to track whatever .wave. I just renamed it to track1.wave and put it into the tracks folder of the CFX version. So tracks folder right here. I took out this track 1, or I renamed this to track 2, took out track 2, and put track 1 as the BESPIN scene. It makes it, oh my god, it's amazing. So extras folder, you got quotes, and you have 57. This is actually 58 quotes because it starts at 0 and then goes to 57. And then you got Rogue One, same thing, CFX, Proffie, Verso, hallway scene. You gotta put the Rogue One hallway scene on there, obviously. Quotes, you got 8 quotes right there. And then Return of the Jedi, extras, quotes, and you have 55 of them. 0 to 54, that's 55 quotes. So what I did, and I'm not going to show it in this video because it takes way too long to do that, is what I did is on my desktop, I created a folder fclash ANH, fclash ESB, etc. What I did was, for A New Hope, for example, I went into extras, quotes, I copied every single one of these files. So if you just copied these files and put them on your SD card, it's not going to do anything because the Saber doesn't know what to do when you put these files named like this onto your Saber. So what I did is I created a folder on my desktop, fclash.anh. I took all of these files. fclash1 is the exact same thing as Vader ANH 0. And I went down all the way and I renamed them in this order so that when I do a force clash, which is press auxiliary on CFX, press auxiliary, hold it for a second, and then clash a Saber, it'll play Vader ANH _ 0. And then I copied all of these and put these on the SD card in the folder. And I did the same thing for the ESB version, the Rogue One version, and Return of the Jedi. Not going to show that on video because it takes way too long to do, and I want to keep this video short as sweet as possible, but just know that that's how you do that. You can put them as preon.waves, you can put them as, if you want to quote as a track, sure, I don't know why people do that, but you can. You can put it as a force.wave, you can put it as a clash.wave, force clash.wave, which is what I did. You can put it as, you know, a post off, preon. You You can do whatever you want. I just put force-clash.wave because it's the easiest to trigger on ZFX. It's a little bit easier to trigger than a force.wave because the force.wave, you got to hold the auxiliary and swing the saber, and sometimes it doesn't do it correctly. If you watch my video about the 200 sound fonts, you'll probably see that sometimes I'm trying to trigger a force and it'll just do a blaster. So I just put it as force-clash.wave. So with all that being said, I put those 4 fonts on my saber. As you can see, I have 181 sound fonts on my Saber Trio Vector right now because I still have all the ones from that video. So A&H, ESB, Return of the Jedi, Rogue One and Return of the Jedi on there. Now what I'm going to do, and I would recommend doing this if you have CFX, and especially if you got Proffie, you need to go in and do your blade styles. When you get the font, what it's going to say right here is start blade. It's going to say -1. Start color, it's also going to say -1. What that means is when you turn Saber on, what it'll probably do is default to your first color and your first blade profile. And then when you go in through Spectrum mode and you can change it. The thing is probably going to turn up green for most of you. For CFX, green is usually people's first color. So you're going to buy the sound font, you're going to put it on your Saber, and you're going to be like, why is the sound font green? And like I said, people have said it many times, fonts are not blade profiles. You need to go and configure that stuff yourself. So font config, I changed my blade to my 18th blade profile, which is the one that I wanted to use for this. And then start_color, I changed it to 6 because 6 for me is red. It may be different for you, but this is, you know, stuff that I went in and did. So another thing I'm going to change is Kyberphonic actually provides blade timings on here, but these are not the ones that he uses for these sound fonts. All 4 sound fonts have different blade timings because of the way that Vader's saber looks in the 4 different movies. So what I'm going to do is blade timings right here, Q on for A New Hope. This is the A New Hope version. I'm going to change that to 600. That is the ignition time. How long is 600 milliseconds? And then for Q off, which is retraction, I'm going to change that to 1000. I'm going to save it. And then we're going to go to Empire Strikes Back. If you want to make any adjustments in your font config, do that. But I recommend, and Kyberphonic recommends, using these blade timings for these 4 different sound fonts if you're going to throw them all on your saber. So once again, it should say -1 here, -1 here. You go in and adjust that, or if you want to leave them at -1, do it through Spectrum mode on CFX. You can absolutely do that. Blade timings, once again, it is different for A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back, the ignition time is 1000, and then the retraction time is 1060. It's kind of weird, but that's what we're going to go with. That's what he said to do. So that is Empire Strikes Back. Then we're going to go in and do Rogue One. Rogue One, all of you, if you have seen that hallway scene, you know that the retraction is crazy long on it. So we're going to do the same thing. It's 1000, and then it is 450 for the in. And then once again, go in, change your start blade, start color, do whatever you want with that. So that's Rogue One. And then we're going to go Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi is different. Return of the Jedi is a lot different than the rest of these other Vader sabers, the way that they looked in the movies. So Q on here is actually 300, so you're going to keep that there. The Q out, or the Q off, sorry, the retraction is actually 1000. I don't know why they changed it so much in the movies, but this is what it looked like in the movies, so that's what we're going to go with. So now that that's all done, now that I have my start_blade configured, my start_color configured, and I have these blade timings right, now I'm going to put this back in the saber. I'm going to get to these sound fonts right now.
Escape is not his plan. I must face him alone. I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Enough of this. Vader, release him.
As you wish. I find your lack of faith disturbing. They've just made the jump into hyperspace. Escape is not his plan. I must face him alone. I'm on the Vader. Where are those transmissions you intercepted? What have you done with those plans? And now, Your Highness, we will discuss the location of your hidden rebel base. Send a scanning crew aboard. I want every part of this ship checked. Send a distress signal, and then inform the Senate that all aboard were killed. Don't act so surprised, Jones. You weren't on any mercy mission this time. Several transmissions were beamed to the ship by rebel spies. Stay in attack formation. I have placed the rebel spies to her. Now she is my only link to finding their secret base. They must be trying to return the stolen plans to the princess. She may yet be of some use to us. Let him go. Stay on the lead. Come with me. It is the only way. The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
Vader, the fleet has moved out to light speed and we're preparing to...
You have failed me for the last time, Captain Piet.
Yes, my lord.
Make ready to land our troops beyond their energy field and deploy the fleet so that nothing gets off the system. You are in command now, Admiral Piet. Prepare the boarding party and set your weapons for stun. With our combined strength, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy. That is the system, and I'm sure Skywalker is with them. Perhaps you think you're being treated unfairly. I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. Clumsy as he is stupid. General, prepare your troops for a surface attack. No. I am your father. If you only knew the power of the dark side. Asteroids do not concern me, Admiral. I want that ship, not excuses. The Empire will compensate you if he does. Put him in. That's it. The rebels are there. He's all yours, bounty hunter. Reset the... Prepare a boarding party. Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director. Prepare a boarding party, Director Krennic. I expect you not to rest until you can assure the Emperor that Galen Erso has not compromised this weapon in any way. Its power to create problems has certainly been confirmed. A city destroyed, an Imperial facility openly attacked. You were not summoned here to grovel, Director Krennic. There is no Death Star. The Senate has been informed that Jeddah was destroyed in a mining disaster. You seem unsettled. My apologies. You do have a great many things to explain. There is no Death Star. The Senate has been informed that Jeddah was destroyed in a mining disaster. Give yourself to the dark side.
Tell your sister you've arrived.
Conduct your search and bring his companions to me. If you will not fight, then you will meet your destiny. Your skills are complete. That is correct, Commander. And he is most displeased with your apparent lack of progress. He will come to me. Luke, help me take this mask off. As you wish. The Emperor has been expecting you. If you will not turn to the dark side, then perhaps he will. A small rebel force has penetrated the shield and landed on Endor. You cannot hide forever, Luke. They are clear, my master. I have felt him, my master. That name no longer has any meaning for me. Indeed, you are powerful, as the Emperor has foreseen. You don't know the power of the dark side. I must obey my master.
So as you can see, Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope, Return of the Jedi, Rogue One, they all sound different. If you're still thinking at this point that they don't sound different, I encourage you to go back and watch. Go back and watch multiple times if you want. They are different sounding fonts. The hum sounds different. The swings definitely sound different. The ignitions sound different. Obviously, the different quotes and stuff like that are thrown in there as force clashes. All these fonts sound different. They are very unique. A New Hope sounds totally different than Empire Strikes Back. Return of the Jedi is kind of like a mix between Empire Strikes Back and A New Hope. And then Rogue One is kind of its own thing. And I'm very glad that Rogue One, people don't like Rogue One for some reason. A lot of people don't like Rogue One as a movie, but I think it's one of the better movies out there in terms of Star Wars movies. And the Vader hum, the Vader ignition, all that stuff that we get from Rogue One is just amazing. It sounds really, really good. The swings sound really good. The ignition sound really good. The hum is just gritty. I love it. All these fonts right here are amazing. So, I mean, if you're at this point, you're wondering, you know, should I buy a Vader font for my Saber? Which Vader font should I get? One, I'm not going to leave out my boy K-Sith. Rogue Vader is a font dedicated specifically to Rogue One, the appearance of Vader in Rogue One, so I can't leave out my boy K-Sith. My boy Keenan, Rogue Vader is always a good font. Amazing font, a great font, and it has been for a long time. But if you're looking for, you know, the full package, all the Vaders, then Father, go get Father from Kyberphonic. I'll leave a link in the description below. You're getting 5 fonts for the price of 1. That's kind of a deal that you cannot pass up. It's a great font, or great fonts, basic fonts. They are quite basic. Father V2, the new update is absolutely amazing. Jesse, you've truly outdone yourself on this one. This is amazing. The amount of quotes you get, the music, I mean, everything is outstanding on this font, or these fonts, sorry. These are multiple fonts. So, Father V2 by Kyberphonic, the new update to his Vader Soundfont. You're getting 5 fonts for the price of 1. Definitely recommend checking it out. This is a 10 out of 10 Vader for me. I usually don't give ratings to sound fonts, but this one really deserved a rating because it is just, I mean, it is the full package. It's absolutely the full package. You're getting 4 different movies, 4 different variations of Vader's saber. I mean, it hit the nail on the head with all of these. 10 out of 10, Father V2 by Kyberphonic. If you enjoyed the sound font, definitely feel free to check them out. Leave a link in the description below. This isn't sponsored by Kyberphonic. I just want to show some love because this is a sound font that needed its own video, a sound font package that needed its own video because it is that great. It's so encompassing of Vader in the movies. So feel free to go check it out. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe. Go subscribe to Kyberphonic. Show him some love as well. Tell him Lando sent you. Thank you all so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.